Hello everyone, my name is Mehdi, an IELTS expert from IELTS Shoes Online Academy, and in this episode of Read With Me, I'm going to show you how to answer typical IELTS questions. And I've selected a passage from Cambridge 18, Test 1, Passage 2. So this is Test 1, Passage 2 from Cambridge IELTS 18. If you have the book, make sure to get it and read along with me. I'll try to explain each and every answer and, well, illustrate the best methods for each question type. In this case, we have questions 14 to 26. There are 3 question types. The first one is which paragraph contains the following information. The second is matching. It's a matching task. What is that? Yeah, matching each purpose with something. And the third one is sentence completion. Now, what do you think we should do first? Read the questions or the text? Well, the answer is it's important to skim the passage before we even analyze the questions. We need to have some general understanding of the text. I'm not saying that you should read the text in depth. What I'm trying to say is read the topic, the title, the heading, and the subheading, followed by the main sentences of each paragraph. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let me just get this highlighter. So, if you take IELTS on paper, make sure to use a pencil to underline the keywords. And if you're taking IELTS on the computer, you can use the highlighter tool, which is given to you. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. This first step should take about 1 to 3 minutes, no more than 3 minutes really. So it's about the forest management. It's forest management in Pennsylvania, the USA. Okay, forest management. How managing low quality wood for bioenergy can encourage sustainable forest management. So using low quality wood for energy. Interesting. Now, this is an introduction paragraph. Usually the last sentence of the introduction is worth reading. If the introduction is pretty short, you can read all of it, especially if you don't understand much from the title or the subtitle. It is worth reading the paragraph, the introduction paragraph completely. Otherwise, the last sentence should be good enough. Let's see. Likewise, if a tree suffers from black knot disease. So if a tree has a disease, its value for timber decreases. So the value decreases, but to a woodworker interested in making bowls, it brings an opportunity for a unique and beautiful piece of art. Okay, that's another use of the low value tree, low value wood. Okay. In the past, Pennsylvania landowners were solely interested in the value of the trees as high quality timber. Okay, that's what they cared about in the past. They valued the trees in the past only solely for high quality timber. But about now? Wood energy markets can the norm was to that's it. We don't need to read it completely. Wood energy markets can accept less expensive. Now this is about the wood energy markets. Lower quality than would be suitable for traditional timber market. So less expensive wood material. Lower quality. One such approach is called the timber stand improvement, whatever it is, cut. Okay, it's the name of an approach. Another approach that might yield the high. Okay, what was that approach about? In a TSI cut, really poor quality tree and plant material is cut down to allow more space. So the tree is cut down to allow more space. That's fine. Another approach. Okay, this is another approach. High amount of low use wood is salvage cut. So this is about salvage cut. This is about TSI cut. So there are two approaches introduced in these two paragraphs. A shelter wood cut, which only takes place in a mature forest. Okay, this is another cut, another method. Removing all the mature trees when other seedlings have become established. Okay, we don't need that detail. Thinnings and dense and dead wood removal for fire prevention also center on the production of loaf. Okay, so this is a final approach. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 approaches here on this page, and here these 3 paragraphs are introducing the phenomenon itself, the solution itself, and why it's done, and why or how the energy market cares about such low quality wood. And that's it. That's the amount of skimming and reading we need to do before we look at the questions. The next step is to look at the questions that we have. From 14 to 18, these are, well, this question type is what we consider um, a low priority question type that should be done towards the end of the test. So, which paragraph contains the following information shouldn't be answered first. It requires this task requires in-depth reading, and it takes a lot of time and energy. And well, the chances are that if we answer the other question types that are given, we'll have understood a lot about the text. So answering 14 to 18 would become much easier towards the end of this test. So 19 to 21, this can be our second priority. These are not necessarily in passage order. These are not in passage order. These questions are not in passage order necessarily. Therefore, we should start with the question type that is guaranteed to be in passage order. And there we go. We have complete the sentences. Sentence completion tasks are always in passage order. Therefore, we know that 22 is definitely before 23, 23 before 24, and so on and so forth. So let's get it started. Now, the questions are 22, 20 to 20, 26. The chances of finding these towards the end of the text would be more. So we can look at the evidence that we have. Any kind of keywords can take us to the right place. Like some dead wood is removed to avoid the possibility of something. Dead wood is removed. No. From the top of cut trees. No. Animals, insect, no. Any trees that should be left to grow as a variety of species in the forest. So let's maybe let's just start from the end. A variety of species. We have rare species. Any trees that are blah blah should be left to grow. Hmm. Okay. For wildlife. All right. Can we? Okay. So, a species of trees actually. Wildlife. Any trees that are blah blah. So we need an adjective for trees should be left to grow as they add to the variety of species in the forest. Yes. So many species. Yeah, they provide food for wildlife. For wildlife means variety of species. Should also stay behind. Stay behind means let them grow. We should not kill them. So the trees that are what? The trees that are rare. We have that adjective. Rare. Should be left. Okay. Now, I said something about tops of cut trees. Tops of trees that have been cut. Yeah, I just accidentally saw this in the text here. That could be where the answer is. Let's just find out. And remember, if I find 23 here, then 24 and 25 will be between them. That would be a great achievement. So the blah blah from top of the tops of cut trees can help improve soil quality. The tops of trees that have been cut down should be left on the side so that their nutrients cycle back into the soil. So the nutrients from the top of the, yeah. So yeah, let's write that. Let's write that. That's probably the answer. How do you spell that? Nutrients. Make sure that you spell it correctly. Yes, the nutrients from the top of the tree. Okay, great. So now we have 23 and 26. 24 and 25 will have to be between this part and this part. So some damaged trees should be left. Okay, damaged trees as their blah blah provide. Okay, what is it that provide habitats for? Addition many cavities. Okay. With many cavities are extremely important habitats for insect predators. So they have cavities as their cavities provide. So shall we write the cavities for the answer? Yes. Cavities. Their cavities provide habitats for a range of creatures. Now, some trees that are small, such as blah blah. Okay, we need the type of small tree. They help. Okay, so it's important to remember that not all small trees are low cut. For example, so this is an example of small trees. So some trees are small, such as what? Such as the name. Well, it's not a word that you. Okay, well, don't worry if you don't know this word. It's a type of tree. Why would you know this word? Okay, so nobody except for experts in this field are expected to know this word. We find the answer because it is an example of small trees. So don't worry if you don't know this word. And what else? Okay, this one is left. This has to be before nutrients. Nutrients here, this is before. Some dead wood is removed to avoid the possibility of something. Removal for fire prevention, to avoid, prevent the possibility of fire. Remove. Dead wood. Yes, exactly. That's the answer. Is it fire or fires? Fire. Great. So there we have these answers. See, that was pretty fast because they were in passage order. That's for sure. Sentence completion. Now, what next? We can go to this type or this type. Like I said, this is going to be our last priority. So let's see. We have these types and I know where they are. So the first step is to make sure we know where these are. TSI is here. So we need this. Come on. Okay. We need salvage. Where is that? Okay, here. And shelterwood. Where is shelterwood? Okay, we only need these 3 paragraphs. And we have 3 purposes for each type. So we can read something about TSI to see what the purpose is. One approach is called blah, 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 blah. Really? Okay. Well, okay. Before we even read the paragraph, what purposes do we have? Diseased, to generate income, to create a forest whose trees are close in age. Okay. Income, age, disease. Poor quality tree and plant is cut down to allow more space. More space? No. What? Really? It's not one of the options. More space, light, and other resources to the highest valued stems that remain. Okay, removing invasive plants might be another primary goal. Removing invasive plants might be another primary goal of blah blah. So this is another goal. The stems that are left behind might then grow in size and develop more foliage and larger crowns or tops that produce more coverage for wildlife. Okay. No. They have a better chance to regenerate in a less crowded environment. Those can be tailored to one farmer's specific management goal for his or her land. Well, I'm not really sure about this TSI. Do we have anything about the disease? I don't know. Anything about income? No. Close in create a forest whose trees are close in age? Well, we'll get back to this later. So we don't know. Salvage cut. Salvage cut is this one. With the many pests and visiting forests, including okay, all right, moth. To name this, it is important to remember that those working in the forest can help ease these issues through cutting. Yeah, that's about the disease. So 19 is B. Let's write B for 19. That's for sure. That is for sure. But is that all? Well, do we think we may have another answer for it? That's possible. But for now, let's look at shelterwood. Shelterwood cut, which only takes place in a mature forest that has already been thinned. Several times involves removing all the mature trees when other seedlings have become established. Okay, that's okay. It says, by the way, it says you may use any letter more than once. Okay, more than once. So it's possible that we use one of these more than once. Anyway, so what was that? Yeah, we have all mature age. So we have close in age. That should be a possible answer. So 21, C. What else? So now we're left with one of them. Income across a number of. So which one of them was about income? We didn't see anything about income there. Maybe let's read on. Leaves a young forest where all yeah, it's about age for sure. It can also be developed to invest harvests that the money that comes in is spread out over a decade or more. Yes, income or across a number of years. So yes, that's for sure. That is what kind of shelterwood cut? So that is shelterwood cut. C. Great. Now we have these answers. Okay, let's go on to 14 to 18. The first step to take for this question type is to read the questions that we have to see what information we should be looking for. Bad outcomes for a forest when people focus only on its financial reward, money. Reference to the species of trees that contribute to its worth. What? Sorry, aspects of the tree that contribute to its worth. So it's about the worth of trees. Mention of the potential use of wood to help run vehicles. I don't remember that. Examples of insects that attack trees. I saw it somewhere. An alternative name for the trees that produce low-use wood. Okay, so now if you know exactly where one of these things is discussed, you can go straight to that paragraph and read about it. And then yeah, match it with the option with the question number. But because I don't think I have anything specific, I know that no, it's risky. So let's go ahead and choose one of the paragraphs and read it completely, real fast, from line 1 to the last line, and decide if any of this information, any of these items, can be found in that paragraph. So a tree's value depends on several factors, including its size. Wait a second. This is familiar. A tree's value, different aspects of a tree that contribute to its worth. Yes. We already have this. So yeah. Let's write A for 15, shall we? A for 15. And oh, by the way, you may use any letter more than once. What does that mean to us? It means that A may contain another answer too. So A might be used twice or three times, or B or C. So, but should we read the paragraph completely now? No, it's not worth it. Let's read another paragraph and see if any of this information can be found. So A is definitely gone. We have financial reward, run vehicles, trees, insects, and alternative name for trees that produce low use wood. So, poorly from this practice called at first. Some people even call these junk trees. So low use wood. Some people even call these junk trees. Alternative name for this kind of wood. Yes, that's for sure. So we're gonna write B for 18. Yay. You see, we need to read every line. It's not like the answer has to be in the first sentence. No, these are not main ideas. These are facts from different paragraphs. So they could be anywhere in the paragraph. The number 15 was found in the first sentence, but number 18 was found in the middle. Here, junk trees. Should we read on? No. Even though you may use that letter again, it's not really worth it for now. We can come back if any of these are left at the end. We'll come back and search more. C. Wood energy markets can accept less expensive wood material for lower quality. Okay, now what is left? Financial reward, bad outcomes, financial reward, potential use, run vehicles, insect attack, and okay, that's it. Used for energy and is used to produce heat or is this through combustion? Oh, combustion. Many schools use boiler system to heat. Okay. Many homes are primarily some coal and streams produce electricity. Wood can also be gasified for electrical generation and can even be made into liquid fuels like ethanol and gasoline for lorries and cars. Yeah, wood to help run vehicles. There we have the answer, C. I'm so excited. We were able to find 3 of them already. What about D? Okay, what is left? Bad outcomes, financial reward. Insects that, yeah, I remember these insects somewhere. What are those insects? Okay, forget about that. We have to read this paragraph anyway. More space, blah, blah, blah. Removing insects left behind, grown, final coverage for wildlife. They have a better chance to regenerate this. Okay. Farmers, okay. Well, that doesn't seem to have any of this information. Many parts of the okay. Oh, moth. Forests, pests, and pathogens. Moth is an insect, and can help these issues. Yeah, these create issues. So insects that attack trees. That's E. So A, C, E, B so far, and number 14, bad. Okay, only one of them is left out. Financial reward. Where? Okay, we need to look for that now. Financial reward. That's the last question we have. So everything else is answered. Great. So that's the only one left. Now, if there's time, we need to check the clock and see if you have more time for this section. You can't spend more than 20 minutes on each passage. So if there's time, go ahead and find financial reward or something about money. Otherwise, we can go on to another passage, answer all the questions, and if there's any time left, I think actually you should leave some time left at the end anyway. You should come back and answer number 14. So you can mark it as I don't know and come back to it later. So let's say this is later and I have time to go back to number 14 and find the answer to it. Financial reward, money, value, real value, Um, Bad outcomes. So something negative and money. Negative financial reward. Mhm. Okay. Value. No. Okay. Some people even okay. Economic value, financial reward, compete for growth with high value. Okay, the relation to create the health of a stand. Vulnerable to poor weather and disease. Management that specifically targets low can help them landowners manage their forest health issues and within. What was that again? Bad outcomes for a forest when people focus only on its financial reward. So there's something about finances here in this paragraph. Economic value for the additional timber markets. Um, so I would write A or B because that's so it's not worth reading. It's not worth reading all the lines of all the paragraphs. So in this case, I would write either A or B. But let's see. I can see economic value for additional and be for growth with higher shade out desirable regeneration and decrease the health of stand, leaving it more vulnerable. Okay, leaving it more vulnerable to poor weather and disease. So bad outcomes for a forest, leaving it more vulnerable. Vulnerable means easily affected. So that could be a possible answer. So even though I'm not really sure about this, I'm going to write B. You may use one letter more than once. I've written B for 18, but it can also be it can be an answer for number 14 as well as 18. So yeah, that's it. As you can see, we managed to answer all the questions with rather high level of certainty. So we can never be sure. I mean, don't expect certainty in all questions. Some of the answers are pretty obvious. Some of them are trickier. You need to make sure that you spend less than 20 minutes on the passage. And finally, some of the answers might be 50-50 or like, I don't know, like with 70% of certainty, and it's totally fine. You can still get a 9 or 8, or well, if you're looking for a 7 when you have no guarantee that your answers are correct. So we can be sure about the answers only after checking the answer key. All right. So that's the approach, even for myself. I mean, I might answer the questions with 80-90% of certainty and still get a 9. But if I aim for 100% of certainty, the chances are that I will run out of time. So time is against us. Okay, if you have any questions about whatever I did in this task, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if you feel like you got some value from this video, make sure to smash that like button and share the video with your friends and classmates. And I can't wait to see you in the other episodes. We have covered Cambridge 18, Test 1, Passage 2. I will do Passage 3 and others later on, so make sure to stay tuned. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.